Welcome back to the Real Mimosas and Makeup YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in today. We are going to be getting into a look I've been wanting to do for a while. And I just haven't made time to do it. I buy makeup that I get and it like sits and sit, but I bought this makeup here from color Raine, the highlighter and blush duo. I have two of them, so I'm not sure which one we're going to be using today. And of course their Queen of Hearts eyeshadow palette. We are going to be going through this together. I am a person, as you are about to find out, I do it backwards. Some people put their eyeshadow, look on first. I do that last because I'm really not a heavy eyeshadow applier. Is that a word? It's going to be a word on this channel. I don't have to worry about a whole lot of fallout. A whole lot of fallout. So we're going to do this face first. We're going to get into Fenty Pro Filter 380 with the soft matte powder foundation of 370. I like to mix a liquid foundation with a powder foundation. Just for me, it lays down everything so much better. It looks smooth and a regular filter. Before I put on this mask, I think I need a little more. I actually have a Fenty Primer that I did not bring over here. Let me go get my primer. Got the Fenty Primer here. I just purchased it because I had the Fenty, the original primer, but I've not tried the True Matte mattifying primer from Fenty. So here we go. Stream is kind of running, but I'm not sure because I just probably didn't shake it up good. But we're gonna do this. I should have put my hair back. Got to do it. So we're gonna put this on our face. As I was saying before, I like to put my foundation and powder and stuff on first and then do my eye makeup. And I know it's because I just have a hard time reaching right here in this crease. So it's looking crazy. But we're going to try to speed it up here so we can get to the star of the show, the belle of the ball, the colored Raine products that you guys saw at the beginning. Slicing it. Ooh. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. It smells really good. This primer. Wow. It smells really good. Hold on. All these lights in here, I can't really see the back. True Matte Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. And here's the thing, it went on like a liquid, but it's drying down like a powder. I'm afraid it could be too magnifying. I'm like, I should have put down a little more of this Pond's, and I was going to put down my Pond's. Let's keep the show on the road. I'm going to pump this on my face first because I don't know, it just feels like I'm not wasting. Wait a minute, which one is this one? The 380? Okay, wait, this is an old one. That's an old one. So let me go get my new one. I believe it should be in 390. It's too much makeup. So okay, we are in the 390 Fenty Pro Filter. I was like, excuse me, I barely use any. Why are we on E? And I should have thrown it away, but take this part off and literally scoop it out. I have no shame. I scoop. So we're going to see if this, and you may put on less, but we're beating the face today because we have videos to make. We're going to go in with this Fenty, making sure we cover everything. Oh. And this is why, if you can tell, why I put on my eyebrows and eyeshadow last, because I go ham and I'm just like, I don't have time, and I'm not gonna make time. I'm not gonna make time unless you go down your neck to be like no, and we don't have time for that. I'm not sure where y'all be doing, but I need to get this mask on. I need to be out the door. So there's certain things that I do not do unless I just have so much time in the world for precision, and I don't. And I'm not even gonna make time. So you see, I'm putting this thing on my face, and I'm about to go in with the powdered foundation too, and I mean 370. So we 390. Why is it looking like that? Like I don't have enough on my forehead, and I know that's a lie. This is the Juvias Place foundation brush. Putting a little extra on my forehead because that's where, and my T-zones, because it doesn't matter. I am oily. This is my season of oily, it feels like. So we are getting up in here and coming down the neck. We're not playing games today. And we're going to go in with our powder. I'm putting the powder on with the same brush I'm putting on the foundation. Look at there. See how I go over those eyebrows? So if you drawing on your eyebrows first, it's like with my technique of slathering on your face, you're going to be upset because all that time you took. I like to kind of get up in my hairline so everything matches, even though I hate putting makeup close to my hairline because it's bitch to get out. Oh well. Now we're going in with the powder on the brush. Kind of making a mess, but it's okay. So we're doing this, and this is usually supposed to be, I haven't been out in the sun for 1.5 years. And when I say out in the sun, like for hours on end, no. I have been in the house, so I am just going with the flow when it comes to what my color is right now. We're doing our best, as you can see, as what this is doing and what this is doing. But look how that foundation is laying down. See, that's why I do not care if Riri drops another album ever, as long as she keeps this Fenty side hustle, because I'm going to buy it. Look how this skin is looking. It's beautiful. At least in my viewfinder and in my side mirror. Painting the face. Painting the face. I'm not sure if I want to go in with my eyebrows. or with everything else. It really doesn't matter. I think I may do the eyebrows. If you watch my cleaning brushes video, I use a toothbrush. Yes, I use a toothbrush to do that. I mean, I don't know, people are like, why she has a toothbrush? I do this because I have makeup, foundation and things in my eyebrows. So I use a real toothbrush. This is a hard toothbrush. You can use a soft one. I'm gentle, so it's not like I'm taking off a whole lot of makeup. We are going to be going in with the medium brown KBD brow powder. Even though I've already hit pan in this, I have 3 other ones. So I mean, it's just an eyebrow. I mean, has anybody? I hit pan. We're not joking. This is an eyebrows. So that is, I do this every day when the world was open. I have eyebrows. It's a blessing that I have eyebrows. But sometimes I just want a more dramatic, thicker than they already are. But I just kind of like to even it out, because even though they're kind of sparse, I just kind of like a little more dramatics to it. Dramatics. Like we did not go to college or something. I like them a little more dramatic. And I don't do much. If you look at any of my pictures on IG, I really don't do a whole lot to my brows because I'm just thankful to have brows. I'm just trying not to have angry eyebrows. That's all. See, I try not to have angry eyebrows. So when I go back in, I go back in with a brush to diffuse the angry eyebrow that I feel like is happening right now. Can we go for cousins? Definitely not going for twins here. Okay, let me do a little bit more. I use this big brush but I'm squeezing. You see, I'm squeezing it for a little more precision. So when I come in here and kind of clean up the eyebrows, to have this one kind of fades and then it gets darker. So that's my amateur way of killing the angry brow look. These eyelashes that I am wearing is also from Colored Raine. I don't have the box anymore. I lied, I do. These eyelashes are Glamazon. So these are these eyelashes that I have on from them, and they are quite long. This casting a shadow, but we're getting through it. I think I'm going to be finished with these eyebrows. But as I said, I don't have to do much with my eyebrows because I already have some. It's a blessing. Cheers. I think I want to bronze. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I do everything backwards compared to what I've seen other channels do. Other channels do. Let me get that out of my way. Is I like to do almost it dead last. We're going to contour our nose. I feel like I should have put my stuff down. I'm already creasing, it feels like. Okay, we're going to contour our nose. And I just kind of find something that's flat. Anything. And we are using the Fenty Caramel Cutie to contour our nose. And I like to go into the hollows right there and come on down, almost like touching my eyebrow. Because I kind of like them to connect. And I'm not using a harsh contour, because just a little dimension to bring the nose back into the hemisphere. And I like to go over to kind of turn it up a little bit. As I said, I wasn't even going to film this, but since I'm like, might as well. Because there's so many people, I like to scrunch it up, that has, you know, does so better makeup than me. I'm an amateur when it comes to makeup. But honey, I do buy it. That's the best we're gonna do with this nose here. Yeah. And there we have it. I'm satisfied with my nose. Contour. Using an e.l.f. brush, fluffy. And we're using the Coco Naughty by Fenty. I think this looks like to be a Fenty and Color Raine video. Oh, I love contouring. Here we go. Love contouring. And love bronzing the face. And I think I have a deeper bronzer too. It just takes my huge forehead and turns it in half. It really does. And I just stay in the hollows. I do the pinch. So I get right up in here and I go above it. We're gonna go slightly above it. Because we like to be chiseled. Can we get the chiseled jawline, please? I probably put on a little bit more than maybe some people. It's because this bronzer is very light. So I like it because it's buildable. At least how I use it is buildable. We're not doing overboard. This could be an easy look. Let's do the blush. One of them, this one here is my Day One, which is a maroon type of blush. And the other one we have is Damage Control, which is more of like a pinky rose. Do we want to do pinky rose? I think I'm going to go in with my Day One. Let's find a nice, safe brush. Because I don't know, I feel pigment. Here we go. That mirror's not good enough. Well, I have a little, for the video, I'm going to take, I dropped the palette. I'll be back. I'll be back. I just knew I was going to have a problem on this floor. Yelling like that was going to help. The mirror's not too bad with this. It's not too bad, so let's. Oh, okay. And I use a big brush. Woo! Child. Yes, she is pigmented, but here's the thing. If you have oily skin, I kind of go heavy on the blush. And of course, if you put too much on like me, because we are in clown area, almost like we burned, I go back in with the foundation brush and diffuse it out. So it takes us right back down to where we need to be. It is pigmented, honey. But we like that. That's not a bad thing. She is pigmented. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Because after a while, it's like, what blush? I have some on. She's gone. I'm bronzing a little bit. It feels like when I put that blush on, I covered up a little bit of my bronzer. So we're just going to do some rebronzing. Because that's what we do. Here we go. So I'm like, where did my bronzer go? Went like gray. And I'm kind of pinching. I'm pinching when I do that. So it's a little more precise. And I've hit pan. I've hit pan on this too. I use it until you just can't be used no more. We have our bronzer on. We have our blush on from the colored Raine. What we do? We did, yeah, My Day One. So we have My Day One. And let's go on ahead and use the same My Day One for the highlight. For the highlight, I usually use my finger and dot it. And I think I may continue to do that now. That blush is crazy. Ooh, okay. And I usually try to be careful. Oh, yeah. I like this right here. It looks kind of like a rose gold. Love rose gold. Rose gold. I was way too nasal at that point. So, and yeah, I go in the highlighter. We are, I go above the Cupid's bow. We go crazy with it, of course, because that's what we do. We be the Tin Man. I go through all the points. I go like half the chin, so it's like you just never know, boom, what angle we're going to be hitting. I go through all the angles. I really don't put any highlight on the cheeks because I got so much blush going on usually. That highlight just takes it over the top. So, I'm loving that. That's beautiful. You like it? Okay. Yeah. Here we are. And we're still not done. We haven't got to the eyes yet. Let's get to the eyes. Do the eyes now. And the lips last. And you wonder why I'm doing the lips last. I think I'm going to do the Royal as a transition color. And then go in with Duchess. And then end with, I want a shimmer, a pop of shimmer. So whichever one we go to, we just do it. Cause I like to test out the mirrors in these, palettes since they're here and we're paying for it. So let's go in. Let's just do this. And I have hooded eyes, so I have to make sure that I close my eyes. Okay, we're closing eyes here. Go in and close the other eye. And I do it back and forth. As I said, we are here sipping on the mimosas and living our best life. Just put on makeup because we have things to do. So we're just, taking our time with it. Because this is not, a crazy eye look. This is our transition color. I'm going to do a little more stamping. I want to show up just a little bit more. I was doing a swiping motion because I didn't want to do too much. It's very, very light. Okay. Now let's go in with our Duchess. And that is a darker shade. I kind of like to go light, dark, and then boom, a shimmer. I'm going to use this brush by Juvias Place. It's kind of fluffy, but then it's not. It's a little more compacted. Cause I want to feel this color. I want to give me something to feel. Because we want it to be kind of dark. And if we can't get dark enough, then we got to go to another palette. Okay, I'm seeing it now. Do you see it? And this is Duchess that we're putting on right now. And as I said, I have hooded eyelashes. Hooded eyelashes. I have hooded eyelids. so I have to make sure I close my eye and really, you know, make sure I'm making it all one. Now let's go to the other side and make them match. And I'm getting in here. I'm getting into that socket. I'm pushing it in the socket, and then I'm blending it out. I don't want that color. It's so pretty. Oh my God. I do not want that color. So when I open my eye, it's missing, you know. I want it all to be streamlined, and that is a beautiful color. This is Duchess. I have a habit, which I actually like, is to bring that darker color up under here, so it really looks like it's kind of a smoky eye, but then it's not. And as you can see, I skipped kind of putting a primer down on my face. Really don't have to. I see a lot of people do because they really want the color to pop, but I'm like, ooh, no, at least not today. I probably should have. And be careful with these eyelashes because they actually cast a nice little shadow. I like to go around almost like a raccoon eye and get that in there so nice. It looks very dramatic. And now you see why I like to do my foundation first. It's because I don't have to worry about this eye socket here. Not have to do all that. 80. And I'm going to use that to kind of clean up the sides. And it's just a foundation. It's just a foundation. I'm using it to clean it up. That's all. And I'm just using a regular brush to do this. You know, it's a regular blending brush. You know, we're getting wild and crazy over here. There's no rules. There's no rules. Then, see how I did that? Now we can highlight. Now we're going to highlight with Fenty 380. Because I actually, to be honest with you, I forgot. Or I would have done this before, but I'm happy that I didn't, because then I couldn't kind of clean that up. Because usually when people do their eyes first, they clean it up anyway. See how I brightened all that up? So we're doing great. Nose itching. So yeah, so there, we brighten up under the eye. So when we put our stuff on, when we put our, what's the word I'm looking for? What am I looking for? Eyeliner. You don't have to really worry about that. I love it. Pop of color time. Which one are we gonna use? I don't know. Noble Woman is calling me, so let's do it. Let's use the finger. Let's use our pinky here. Ooh, she pimented. Let's go. Closing the eyes so we can get that full swipe. Look at that. Oh. So I'm closing my eye. Landing it right there. And then doing a swiping motion. And now we're going to go in with a nice little fluffy brush and blend it out. Let's go. Blendy. See, that's all we're gonna do with that. That's all I feel like doing with that. I think we're looking very nice. At least everything's blended. Face wipe. I got stuff on my hands. Now we are going to go into our liner. Let's go ahead and get our lip on, and we're going to end this. We have the colored Raine Charmed. I did not pick up a lip pencil. I'm not even sure if they have one, but I'm going to be using Juvias Place Scorpio. I love lining lips. I love lining lips. When I put this kind of lighter shade in the center. Oh, that's Juvias Place. That's Juvias Place. Now, this color is kind of lighter. I put it on the bottom lip. See there? Now do that. So then I can control how much I have at the top. See how that's blending in? Oh, so pretty. Oh, these colors. Who said you had to go nude? Well, you got a bit dramatic eye. I'm just going in and reapplying the liner, because when I was blotting, it kind of took a little bit of that off. Ooh. Wow. Look at that. I like it. We're gonna put some spray stuff on our face. We put on our mascara because it will run, so I use that last. Looking for my mirror. Thank you. All right, I think that's all I'm gonna do with that bottom lash. There's one more thing that I want to do. It may go overboard. I really shouldn't, but I really would like a little pop of color in the corner of my eye. Might as well, right? We are going to be going with Your Majesty. Ooh. Yeah, ooh. We have so much going on. Do we really want to do that? Yes, we do. We're going in with a brush to a bullet brush. And we're going to close our eye a little bit and go in. Be careful. It is so pigmented. It went crazy. We were all right. We were okay. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to fluff out the hair a little bit and get done with what we have to do for the day. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It was definitely fun for me to do this with you guys, and you kind of see me fumble through my makeup looks. But until our next video,